Hey everybody, Dave here from RepLogic, just kind of bring back the highlights from last week, first week of February 2026. Last week was kind of a maintenance week from a development perspective, which for software of kind of any era or any kind of part of its life cycle, it's really important just to go back and kind of fix up things before kind of things get out of control and it's just kind of an overwhelming mess. So last week, spent a time working on kind of a few areas of improvement within the system. The first piece was membership management. So this is more from a manager owner perspective in a gym. Within RepLogic, there's kind of three or a field called cell location, which really determines where a membership is available for sale. Pretty self-explanatory there, but updated the management page so that items that are actively for sale, whether that be everywhere in the app or kind of a min side only, they're kind of front and present, so it is easier to find it. And anything that you've archived or taken off the table and basically not available for sale, whether that is kind of long term because you had a pre-sale before you opened, or it's kind of just like your January special, now that it's no longer available, you can kind of mark it as not available, and then it kind of removes the clutter from the interface. So just make sure that you're basically selling the memberships that are actively available in the site. And after that, just based off some feedback from kind of our founding partners, improved the participant or member portal, I should say, just on the check-in screen to make things a little bit more visible about what is happening in the gym. So on the check-in portal now, on top of basically your QR code, which you use to check in, we got the hours of the gym for the current day. So that way, again, front and center, when can I show up? In the system, there's a concept of holiday hours. So if you do have a holiday coming up, whether it's President's Day or Family Day, ahead of time, you can go in and mark those hours in the system. So, right, if you're generally open from 6 to 10, but on a holiday you're going to be open from 7 to 7, you can put that in advance in the system, and then the 2 weeks leading up to that holiday, it will be displayed to users within the system as well. So again, just another reminder, be like, hey, we have this coming up. You don't have to rely on social media in order to kind of communicate that. Will they see it every time? Probably not, but over one time, they will probably notice that, the holiday hours are there. And again, as time goes on, it will be a habit that continues to develop for them. Also on the check-in page, for parent accounts, within the system. So if you have a parent, their QR code for them to enter the gym will be front and present, but then I've updated it so the child accounts are also available on the login page or the check-in page, so they can just kind of scroll down and see any dependents or children that they have attached to their account. Their QR codes are also available, so that way if they're all coming together, the parent can just come in, scan their phone, and all of them will appear there on the web version of the app. As well, if you do mostly for a traditional gym within the facilities. So if you have different training areas of your gym, whether it's a main floor or a turf or a side room, within RepLogic, you can set those up as different facilities in the gym, which really helps from a personal training or classes perspective, that you can say, okay, I'm training Steve on the main floor at 11, while Catherine's training Janice. She's on the turf at 12. So it helps from a planning perspective. You can see that in the calendar within the app itself. But the update that we made in this past week is we kind of created kind of a highlight for any of the different rooms that you have. So if you have a side training room that typically ends up being kind of group classes, you can highlight that to the members so that they know that the side room is going to be a group class in it from this time. So the gym might be a bit busier, or, turf is super popular now in gyms with, high rocks. So if you have a high rocks class happening on the gym, you can highlight it, which again, two benefits from a member perspective. One, they can see if, the facility they want to use is potentially in use. So if I'm coming specifically to do some sled pushes on the turf and there's a high rocks class, I probably want to adjust my training to avoid it as best as I can. But from a gym owner or a trainer perspective, it also adds that extra piece of advertising kind of in a subtle way within the site. So I can see like, hey, as a trainer, I can put in, high rocks training Mondays and Fridays at 5 p.m. on the turf. Ask the front desk for more details or something like that. And it's another way for you to communicate the activities that are happening in your gym, kind of in a low-key way. You're not upfront pushing it, being like, hey, sign up for High Rocks, but it's just kind of subtly there. So if someone's kind of curious of what's going on, they can potentially come and see what the class is all about before they sign up for a drop-in class in the future. So again, just increasing visibility of what's going on in the gym, both, for you to help sell your services as a gym owner, but also increasing the member experience that I want to work out when I want to work out. I don't want to show up if it's accidentally closed, if it's a holiday, or if I want to go use a specific piece of equipment, but chances are it's going to be used for a group class. That's available as well. So some minor updates in the site, but I think it'll go a long way over the future just to help to communicate and add some transparency to what's going on in your facility. With that, I'm always interested in bringing on some founding partners, whether you're dissatisfied with your current provider or just looking to have a little bit idea of what's available in RepLogic. Always available for a conversation. Feel free to reach out, either DM on Instagram or dave@replogic.io. I'm always happy to chat with gym owners about their kind of admin struggles that they see today. With that, take care, and I hope you have a great day.